Alright, so today we're working on the front forks. We're going to be draining the oil, showing you how to replace the spring, add a little 1-inch spacer, and refill it with oil. So to drain the oil, we're going to use an Allen wrench. We're going to take out the bolt on the bottom of the bike. Okay, so we've let this drain for a couple minutes now. It's just a very slow drip. If you're really concerned, you can flush it out with kerosene. I don't have kerosene, so I'm not going to do that. But you can see not a lot of oil has come out of here. You can pump it a little bit, but pretty much that's it. So we can go ahead and put the bolt back. Now we can go do the other side. Okay, so this is all drained. Put our Allen bolt back in. Alright, so now you move up to the top of the fork and you can remove the bars or you can loosen them and kind of move them out of the way. Okay, so we're not pulling them completely off, but we're just getting them out of the way. And now you can remove this bolt. So this is an 11/16. You can see it's pretty big. So in here you have an Allen head. This is a 8mm and it unscrews. It takes a while. So that's all it is. It's just basically a washer with an Allen head built in. There you can see it. And so here's the spring. If you were replacing it, this is where you would do that. We are not replacing it. The first thing we're going to try to do is we're going to try to just do the oil and see if that helps. But what some people recommend for a stiffer shock or stiffer front end is you can use a 1-inch spacer, or you can do 1/2 inch, 3/4. And a lot of people use PVC piping, Schedule 40 or whatever you may have. And you can also find, a type of steel bushing. I found this at Lowe's for $1.15. Basically, it's the same exact size as the 1/2 inch piping, but it's just a 1/2 inch kind of steel bushing. I would prefer to use steel. Like I said, I'm going to try the oil first. If the oil stiffens it up, which people say it'll work a little better, great. If not, then I'll take the top bolt off, put the spacer in, and try it like that. Since we're not doing the spacer, I'm going to put this washer back in. And it's kind of tricky because there's nothing to stop the washer from going up your Allen wrench. So what I did is I just made a little bit of electrical tape. But you basically have to push the spring down while you're turning this. And once you get a few threads, it becomes a little easier. So if you were doing that spacer, you would put the spacer in, put the flat washer on top of it, and then you'd have to push pretty hard to get it down. Okay, and you'll know you're at the bottom when you spin it, and it kind of just clicks. It's basically bottoming out. And so now you're ready to put the oil in. You can see the oil capacity is 64 cm, which equals 2.16 US ounces. They want you to use a fork oil 15 weight or equivalent. Okay, so you may be able to see it, but this is what I'm using to measure my 2.16 ounces. Obviously it's not very precise, but it gives me an estimate. Now, obviously you don't want to use this for fork oil because your wife, your girlfriend, your mom will kill you. So what I recommend is you measure it with this, then you put it into a plastic container, something that you can throw away. Now you got your line here, right? Just in case that rubs off, I'll make another one. So now we have our measurement in water. We can dump this out, we can wipe it clean, and now we got our measuring cup. So we'll fill our fork oil to that level. As the manual states, I got some fork oil, 15W, 15 weight, and we got our handy dandy measuring cup. So we're just going to pour this right into the top. And the true way to do this is if you compressed the forks all the way, basically you would be filling it with oil all the way to the top of the bike, or the top of the chamber. Okay, so that's all the oil we got for this side. So we can go ahead and put our bolt back in here. We can do the same thing for the other side now. Okay, so like I said, I'm just trying the oil for today. If you were putting that spacer in or changing the springs, you would take out that Allen head washer and either change the spring or put the spacer in. Since we're just doing the oil, I'll go ahead and fill it with oil. We're filled with oil. We can go ahead and put on our bolt. We can go ahead and screw the handlebars back in. Okay, so what was happening before is doing this, it'd go almost halfway down, and then when you hit a bump, it would bottom out. I can't get it to bottom out right now. So changing the oil definitely helps over the stock. Seems to be doing the job, so I'll take a spin with it, do some test riding, and if it still needs a little work, I'll add those spacers. I don't know if I'll do a whole 1 inch. Maybe I'll cut them in half and do a 1/2 inch. And basically that just preloads the spring